Hi everyone. Thank you for coming this church. Today is January 16, 2022. I already go through today's Bible is Genesis 12, 1 and 9. So just today is I just wanted to share these few years that Abraham's faith and Abraham's vision. So what differentiation that Abraham's vision and our vision, that's the one I just wanted to go through. So this Bible Genesis talking about so many places, Abraham's calling, how Abraham's receiving calling. That's the today's Genesis 12 was calling by Abraham called by God. So this is Abraham's story. It's so famous, so I don't want to detail talk to you because you already know about that. But the things I want to that reviewed Abraham's life, what he is, basic, faithful he has. So today's our testimony to the word on theme of Abraham's faith. Abraham appear as, especially our father of faith. He's like our role model of how we can, live in Christian life. So that's why today is especially, we already go over that, read today's Bible, chapter 1 and 9. Abraham's background before, at the Haran, his age is 75 years old. That 75 years old, he had all the comfort zone, which is his father and land and all things. But one day, God called him, Abraham's, why don't you, I promise you, I'll make your name is great. You will blessing, through you, all nation will blessing, and then, your name will great. So, and then someone who will cross you, and then they will be cross, who will bless, they will bless. So, he is, God giving vision to him that blessing gateway, and then the national father, and then also his name great. So those, and then also promised land Canaan. So this is like his vision, that vision statement, like mission statement. That is not Abraham's mission statement, but that is God's mission statement that we can, because God promised not only Abraham's, to our life also we have, each person have a mission statement from God, which is God had to us mission himself, like Abraham's, promise us. So what promise you receive from your life, that everyone can receive the promise, like Moses, David, Joseph, everyone had those, God's mission statement, but however, it is not easy to come through those mission statements. So today, just I want to overview how those mission, God's mission, can come true by the father of Abraham, father that nation's father Abraham's. So what we can learn through those God's dreams and between human obedience through that. In Bible today's the truth, certain we can go over that things. First, Abraham when receiving his missions, many people they pray deeply and then they receiving their mission statement from God. God had to give dreams, but many people not like obedience. Like right away actions, because it's not easy, because God said to Abraham, go out, and leave your home country. So God does not appear him to face to face, and then said to him, why you not go? If that easy way to, kind of talk to every person, maybe we can easily decide about this is God is spiritual. God is not really fear us. Just God give us play. God give us heart. God give us something like acknowledge to us what we pray, what the relationship is spiritual. That relationship is God build that spiritual that here that Abraham's that voice of God. So he recognized even we are not recognized this is who is voice, but Abraham's faith is he recognized voice of God. So who can be recognized voice of God? Only prayer. So the person who God had dreams, it takes so longer time action because of they are not recognized voice of God. But the one thing we can learn that Abraham's faith is very recognized the voice of God, which is God. When God called him, he listened right away, and whatever the God give direction, he just go for it because God give exactly direction to go to leave the his home country and go to the promised land Canaan. So this one we can learning that because faith is not just coming accident, because that Abraham's faith when God commandment or God asking commitment to him, that he are ready to obedience that. So how about us? So when you God asking something, even your parents asking something, maybe husband, wife asking something, you so thoughtful, maybe you do not action. So we learn from the Abraham's faith first that the action is so commitment. So people they are hear the voice, they acknowledge God's dreams, God's vision, God's mission statement they receive, but however they are not reaction right away, but and then they're so afraid to reaction because that is a spiritual commandment from God. But the Abraham's faith is even that is spiritual, even that is God's 100% God's own decision. But because Abraham does not decision, because God selected Abraham, God is selected. So we have to remember that God's own decision that selected the leaders. And then, but that time Abraham said, oh God, no. I don't want to go live, it's too dangerous to travel. Like, you see that Abraham's life always, starting point like immigrant life, like so difficult in America. Same thing, Abraham's living immigrant life, all over place that he just living first stage, living in the tent and care the sheep. So that this is not easy way. He know little bit of future that how he have to overcome that. So same thing like we had people's had God give some dream, but we really had actions, then we can obtain those. And another thing, the Abraham's life that second, he was worship everywhere. So in the Bible, chapter 12, Genesis 12, 1-9, there is how many times to say about God had make altar. So altar is like in the Old Testament, there is the worship place. They make altar first, and then so his lifestyle is like really worship God. So nowadays worship is we have a Sunday service that we are called worship, but that times there is generation to generation from Moses, from Abraham, from David, generation to until the Jewish and Old Testament, New Testament. They have lots, the offering styles there, many different names. But however, the things is that God is always communication when the worship, and then God receiving those worship as acknowledge God. So that's the lifestyle of Abraham. Is he's always acknowledge God and always decision maker to God by God, not himself. So we learn to that because Abraham's already go. Oh, anywhere he goes, first what he does, he make altar and he worship God. So that's why he blesses. So the God's blessing is from the worship God. Worship anywhere you go, whatever you go, because that is first what Abraham did mean is Abraham know that the battle of the nations, battle of blessing gateway, what he also receiving blessing from God, that because of the worship everywhere. That's the Abraham's, the Christianity, Abraham's lifestyle always recognize the God. That is, we can see the Abraham's leadership. And as well as, there is Abraham's another things we can learn from the Genesis, Genesis all over, Genesis 13, next chapter. Abraham had many possession. They have more like sheep, more things they care in the one small land. So Abraham's recognized that they need to divide it to management by Abraham and lots. So they separate in the chapter Genesis 13. Genesis 13 verse we can look at there. Abraham's was like a sacrifice. Abraham giving all his decision to God, which one is he does not select his promised land first, but God, Abraham asking his cousin Lot, niece, nephew Lot asking to, whatever you choose, Sodom or Gomorrah, I will choose another way. So, the Lord would choose Sodom and Gomorrah. End of those selection, he was, he destroy the Sodom and Gomorrah by God, and end up, because he looked the Sodom and Gomorrah so bright, so, wonderful place to take and ready in the material, but, the things is Abraham was, yield, giving his choice to first his law, choose you first, and then, his left one he choose, that is, which is that God's promised land, Canaan. But at that time, Canaan is nothing like a very, wild land. It's not like Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah like looking like a very city, like a very good building, like very good people, it's like a lot of merchant, lot of things happening. But in the Canaan is just like a wild place, to still not underdeveloped place. So, but the things is the choice of that we are daily choice every day. The choice is today is effective tomorrow. So we effective our past choice to today. So through the Abraham's space I think I like that Abraham's, because his decision is giving to God, because this action, what he did, that is my life is chosen by God. So that's why whatever, the nephew choose, whatever that is God's way, whatever that choose, God, whatever whatever God will make, that is God's decision. So I think if the Lord, example, the another opposite part, maybe Abraham was choose Sodom and Gomorrah, and then Lord is choose Canaan. Maybe the Canaan is promised land. All the blessing go to the Lord. But anyway, the God was anyway. We learn that even the situation, whatever situation, even maybe even Abraham know that if Lord is choose Canaan, I lost all the opportunity to all the God's promise blessing, but anyway, still he give to Lot to give to selection, but whatever finally, that is God is looking for heart, that Abraham's heart to he serve his, nephew that first. That's why he blessing. So many, people we are living, this world is so many competed. They want to be number one all the time, but we learn from the Abraham's faith that we don't have to be number one this world. We have to be number one in God, for God, with God. So whatever the God, people looking the number one, just our appearance, but we as creatures, just look at the Abraham's face that we have to look over that God's number one people. But that God's promise that we are come to that become we are number one God's person, number one in God, for God, with God. That's the one thing we can learn from Abraham's life. So another things, Abraham's the things Abraham's life will bring the another next generation face. Like when Abraham's choose his son Isaac's wife, then his servant go to all the way his home country and then bring the Rivka. So we know the Rivka, how she was also same commitment, because when the Abraham's servant asking Rivka to, my Lord, once you be, my Lord Abraham's son Isaac's wife, but the Rivka exactly show to, she does not say to, no, I'm not gonna go out, I'm not gonna leave my father and mother, I'll marry here. She does not do it. She really same like Abraham's, because Abraham's those faith, send it to his servant to his home country and bring his daughter-in-law. In those processing, that is also, that is also really Rivka's face is we similar like Abraham's. So God blessed those similar peoples, like same peoples. They are one group, like family, father and mother, children, and those influence all the leadership of Abraham's. Like even God choose those Abraham's, even daughter-in-law choose those way, Rivka's face. We can learn that, like commitment, lot of ways. When she read calling and know that this is God's calling, she recognized a lot of way. That's why she able to be like blessing, and then born, generation from her, children, there is a, generation to generation, she blessings. So this is all things, after Rivka, Jacob's, and there is Joseph's. We have all the her generation to generation story in the Bible. Already is there. Even Moses, David, all the generation from that from Abraham's, Sarah, and the Jacob, and then also Isaac, and then Rivka. All the Isaac and Rivka is another story. So I think that is the Abraham's face that transforms even prospect daughter-in-law. So and the Abraham's face influenced his wife Sarah, and then son Isaac. We know that the miracle happening to Sarah is even smiling, laughing when the angel said to you will have a baby, but she laughing, but anyway God see the Abraham's face and give those promise that God's son that Isaac. So we see that those Abraham's leadership influenced their family, their wife and son, when the obedience, we learn from the obedience, Abraham's leadership, that 100% obedience. So we are often not 100% obedience because we think about our first and then maybe second God's obedience, which is conditional. Like we think this is good, that is good, and conditionally we are like serve God, but in Abraham's faith it's unconditionally, like God's characters, all go for the Abraham's go, those character is go to his son, Jacob's, Isaac's, and then Joseph's, all generation to generation, they had the heritage mission that serve God, even, Isaac was giving his, all the body when, Abraham's, giving to God to burn offering. Abraham, those stories really, we are learn from the Abraham's life that, he's best his possession. Like one day, like example, you have 10 building, or you have really 20 years, 30 years, you waiting those sun. The more valuable the building, right? So that God does not asking building any position what the Abraham had. Maybe Abraham said, okay, I give you God, but the things is God asking the things even we are not comparable those son and daughter, any our material blessing. So God asking those Isaac, give it to me, kill him in front of me at the altar, Moriah mountain. So that time is Abraham's no occasionally bring those his son, only one son. This his one of the samples, like sample of Jesus Christ, obedience, but God was prepare their ships that we are the symbol of God, Jesus Christ, that we see those Abraham's obedience, and we see the Jacob's, we see Isaac's, Jacob's, Joseph's, all those generation to generation. Isaac's face also transform, Rivka's face transform Jacob's, Joseph. So all of places that, generation to generation, those faces come true from the Abraham's face. So that's why, those Abraham's lifestyle, obedience 100% to God, that is our blessing call, because God giving practice to Abraham's those risk part. It's risk. We have someone give you lemon, that in American lemon is not sweet, right? So people giving lemon, the mean in Korean or American. Korean is good, but American lemon is not that good things. But once you give lemon, that Abraham's lifestyle make a lemonade. So make something valuable what he's suffering. Those time that Abraham's give his son, only one son, that God bless again and again and again and again, more. So that's the today's we are learning that Abraham's space, that there is many Abraham's life style we can have it, but anyway, so we have a certain the see that those few things to Abraham's always Abraham's obedience God does not just say yes, commitment, and then actions, and then your true story he make, not just cloud or not just thinking. So many people we are now years we plan like 20, 30 things, but there is a commitment we needed to do. So, but we can learn through the Abraham's life to God leads him to blessing point. So this 2022, so we just, what we can do, 100%, we are, follow God's direction, what God give you direction to pray. So if you not pray, you don't know the direction, but God exactly give Abraham's direction, where you go, even go to the, promised land, Canaan, I give you that. So you might listen those things. So that's why my husband and me, we are also listing all the prayers listed this year, last year, even all year to year. But we see that all the years is very important moment we are putting there. We are promised today, offering, promise all the month to month. And then we promise do this, buy you things, for God. And then, we have all the plan to God. That is step by step. God will do everything. But the things is we have the commitment, which is we have the, like, Abraham's leave, Haran's, and then Abraham's, giving, his only one son, Isaac's, and then, so many things we see that Abraham's, but God does not asking everything like miracle, but God give us a test that, we have to pass those tests to grow. So this, 2020, 2021 and 2022, we have still COVID-19. So this is one of our guru tests. So we can overcome because of God's blessing. That Abraham had so suffer his, life, sometimes many, disadvantage things, happening, even faithful person. We are living in the country, we are living peoples, we are living in the world, not we are only living spiritual life. So, but Abraham's overcome everything in God, need God, for God. So not only Abraham, we have so many people's leadership that transformed Abraham's family to family, generation to generation, because of his heritage mission. Everyone, he give all this, choice to his nephew, Lot. So that's all the things this is amazing things, not like ordinary people, not, their things to do, but, Abraham did, so many, things, good things in Bible, like a role model to us, like giving his only son, like God. So his level of faith is, like God give us to only one, begotten son, Jesus Christ. Like Abraham, through Abraham's life, he also giving only begotten son to Isaac to God. So God, that's why he become like a great faithful, person and our role model, and we followed his leadership. So there is many people had leaders in our, in Bible story, Bible, corner to corner. We have so many, amazing leadership, but the first person in the real role model to Abraham's. So I wish to, through today's sermons, we more and more follow the commitment to God's, just not only pray. No, without action, nothing happens. So we have to be action. We have the commitment, something what we are planned. So daily pray, daily, doing something, do list, make a do list, every day, and then do each time. So feel like you are success. If you don't plan, nothing success. If, God have everything already given to you, you just find those treasure every day, be happy God, love God, and then That's the number one you should do. Let's pray.